Alright guys, welcome back to What If I Was Reincarnated as Frieza. I'm enjoying this series, I hope you're enjoying it too. With all that being said, let's get to it. I would call the Ginyu Force to go into the time chamber to make them stronger. However, I knew this is where Whis couldn't watch me, so I needed to act fast. I had a plan to overthrow the Omni King. As the Ginyu Force showed up, I walked in and began to talk to Captain Ginyu. So you have the power to switch bodies, right? Right. I want you to take Champa's body after this tournament. And then, I want you to gather up all the Super Dragon Balls and wish for the angels to fall asleep. And for Zeno to fall asleep forever. Can you do that? Captain Ginyu would look at me and say, "Yes, sir, I can. Excellent. Excellent work. Now train. I want all of you to be stronger. And we need to stay near for quite a while so it's not suspicious." I would train the Ginyu Force and make them become stronger and stronger and stronger. They have been trained under Vegeta, 17, 18, even Cell, so they have grown quite a bit, but I wanted them to grow more. After all, they're my elite fighting force. As I walked out, I then decided to go to Vampa and get Broly to prepare for this tournament. Because I knew Champa would come in for the Super Dragon Balls, and he would be mad that I killed Beerus, so I wanted to be ready for this tournament between Universe 6 and 7. So I went to Planet Vampa to recruit Broly. Paragus probably won't like working with Vegeta, but he doesn't really have to know that. I can keep that a secret from him, that I have Vegeta. As I landed on the planet, Paragus came out, realizing that he was saved. Finally, he's been on this planet for so long. He thought that help may never come. And it was Frieza himself. As I walked up, he said, "Lord Frieza, hello." "Paragus, is that you? I've heard about you. One of Vegeta's scientists. What happened?" Paragus would explain to me everything, and I would say, "Oh, shortly after I blew up the planet. It was full of traitors. But you don't care about that, do you? Since the Saiyans rejected you out, right? Like outcast?" Paragus would look and nod. "Well, then come aboard." As Paragus and Broly joined my forces, I knew it was time to get ready for the tournament. As I would look around for Champa, eventually I would find him trying to take a Super Dragon Ball, as me and Whis would appear behind him. "Oh, Champa, didn't your mother tell you that taking from others isn't nice?" He looked behind him and saw me instead of Beerus. He said, "What? Where's Beerus? Who are you?" "Aw, did no one tell you? Beerus is gone." "Forever. I got rid of him. Now I'm the new god of destruction." Champa would look out angrily, wanted to attack me, but Vados would stop him. He can't believe it. His brother's gone. Tears would fill his eyes. "Aw, you're crying. Boo-hoo. I would expect more for Destroyer." "Oh, yeah? I bet my universe is better too." Champa would then yell, suggesting a tournament between the two. As I would nod and fly back, Whis would say, "That's cold." I am freezing after all." Whis would say, "Is that a pun?" "Yeah." I think you should stick to not making those." Me and Whis then began to gather up my team for the tournament. I went and sit down on the bench as I watched. This was a bit irritating that I couldn't compete since I was a god of destruction. However, I trusted my people to fight for it. And I told Cell about, Frost trying to cheat since he's first one up. The first match was Cell versus Botamu. As Cell walked over, Botamu would look at him and get ready to fight. "You think you could take on me, Bugman?" Cell would laugh and say, "I'm no ordinary bug. This bug has DNA from all the strongest fighters in the universe." Botamu would then charge at Cell. His Cell would hit him, but then he would absorb all of his attacks with his fat body. He goes, "I absorb your attacks." Cell would say, "Let's get this straight. You're so fat you absorb all my attacks? What kind of lame power is that?" Botamu would then say, "My power's not lame." Cell would say, "It seems lame to me, man," as he grabbed his legs and began to toss him around the ring, throwing him off. As Botamu was defeated, the next match was Cell versus Frost. As the match began, Frost planned on cheating if Cell was too strong, but Cell knew about this and was going to play along. As Cell fought Frost, he would then tell him to transform into his final form. He would point up and say, I've seen all of his forms right there, and he's in his final form right now, so you should transform for your final form. Frost would sigh and say, fine, as he would go straight to his final. Him and Cell would begin to battle, but Cell was winning. Frost tried different techniques, he tried to fight, he tried to boast, but no matter what Frost did, he was going to lose. So, he needed to cheat. Frost cheating would be the only way of victory, so Frost then tried to stab Cell, but then Cell grabbed his arm and said, I knew you were gonna do that, but how? Let's just say, Lord Frieza knows more than you could possibly imagine. This shocked Frost and confused him. How would Lord Frieza know he was gonna cheat? Maybe he cheats too, so he knew he might try something since I'm like him. That's the only thing he can come to, but even then, that's kind of a stretch. Cell would then look at him and say, goodbye, Frost. Frost would say, wait, as then Frost would get thrown off. But on the bright side, Frost wouldn't be exposed as a fraud, which is nice. Frost would then lose the match, as the next match was Kaba versus Cell. Continued to smirk as Kaba walked up. Cell then got ready. As the match started, Cell would begin to beat up on Kaba, hoping he would turn Super Saiyan, but nothing happened. As he beat him up, Kaba didn't transform to blue or anything. Cell then realized something, that Kaba couldn't transform. Without Kaba being able to transform, this match was pretty much already decided. This began to annoy Cell. With Cell annoyed, he decided just to end it. You're a worthless runt of a Saiyan. I can't believe I was excited to fight you, Kaba. Kaba would say, what do you mean? I'm a fine warrior. No, you're not. As then Cell just knocked Kaba off the edge, winning the match. The next match was Magetta versus Cell. Magetta began to walk up there, a big giant metal man, ready to fight. Cell then got ready to fight too. Magetta looked down as he went chugga, chugga. Cell smirked and said, this will be interesting. As Magetta continued the battle, he would shoot fireball after fireball from his mouth, magma after magma, but Cell dodged it all like it was nothing, then kicked him back. Magetta was actually a cool fighter. He had many different techniques and many different things. Cell could easily beat him, but he was toying with him, holding back to have fun. And fun Cell did have. With his tough metal skin, Cell couldn't pierce him easily, and he shot magma blast after magma blast, keeping Cell on his toes. It really was a fun match. However, Cell would eventually get bored as he would turn gold. Universe 6 would look down in astonishment, amazement, as Cell would say, this is the power you can have. This is the power that you can achieve. As then Cell would knock Magetta off, winning the match. As the next match was Hit versus Cell. Cell would turn gold as Hit would do a time skip, hitting him in all of his pressure points. Cell would get back up and eventually start to predict Hit's time skips. The battle was amazing. Cell started to predict Hit more and more and more and push himself further and further. However, Hit would then further his time skips. As the battle went on, I began to watch and taunt Champa. Aww, is your little assassin having trouble with my man? We've knocked out so many of your fighters, and you haven't, and I haven't even lost one. Champa would get angrier and angrier. Come on, Hit, knock him out. Do it for me. Do it for Beerus, he would say, trying not to cry, as Cell would again get bored. And just like I told Cell to do, because I wanted to see how strong Broly was, Cell jumped off the ring. As then the match went towards Hit. As then Hit would fight Broly. At first, Hit would begin to demolish Broly as he hit him with time skip, almost knocking him off the ring. But then Broly looked at him, got angrier, tapping into his Akare form as he charged at Hit. Hit would dodge and hit him again, but then Broly would get angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier. As Broly was getting stronger and stronger and stronger, Hit was getting more and more threatened. Hit couldn't keep this up for long. If Broly got too strong, he would knock him out. So, as the match continued, eventually Hit would build enough time energy to trap Broly and knock him off the ring. As Hit won, the next match was him versus Vegeta. Vegeta would go blue and charge at Hit. Hit was so tired he could barely time skip as he hit Vegeta again and again and again. But Vegeta's immortality meant he didn't take any damage, so all he did was tank all the hits, laughing.
You can hit me as many times as you want hit, but it won't affect me. I am Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, as then he hit with a massive final flash, knocking him off the ring. As Vegeta was victorious, the tournament ended. And I got all the Super Dragon Balls. And I was able to tell that we were on one, too. However, Whis didn't let me wish because of my whole rebel streak, so I had to give the wish to someone else. I decided to give the wish to Vegeta, as Vegeta wished for... And Vegeta would wish for Trunks to also be immortal, so he can live together with his son forever. And that's where we're going to end things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the series so far down below. And the next part should be the final. I could keep doing arc after arc after arc, but honestly, I could probably skip most of it since I already know what's going to happen. And I think it's time we pull something interesting. Don't you? Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. Love you all.